10 years it took to finally have a good understanding of how to structure a workout plan and also really understand what really builds muscle. Why is it that stress, to a certain point, will elicit a response to then translate into muscle mass if eating correctly and recovering? It took me 10 years. I'm 25 now. I just turned 25 in March. I started lifting when I was 15, the summer of 2015. Yeah, I remember. So I was a competitive swimmer from 8 to 15, me and my brother. And my brother quit when I was 15, and I just kind of stopped because I wanted to start weightlifting. A full-time weightlifter, bodybuilder, if you will. Looking back, I probably could have done both, and I did both for a little bit, but I just didn't want to swim anymore, so I went just all into bodybuilding. Started training at World Gym. That was the high school gym. Everyone from my high school went to World Gym. Yep. And then I transferred into some other gyms, and you kind of go back and forth, right? You mix it up a little bit. But for the first couple of years, I trained in a HIIT style of training, like Dorian Yates did, right? We all know him for the low number of sets, but taking it to failure. So first couple of years, I had a good idea, right? In my brain, I was like, okay, a couple sets makes sense. Don't overdo it. Train very hard for those couple of sets per body part. I was doing more sets in the beginning for sure, and I think that was fine. And it might have even benefited me because I wasn't as connected to the muscle yet. I don't know if doing more sets made me more connected or just having more muscle mass now is the reason I'm more connected, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's the number of sets that gets that motor pattern learned, or if it's the muscle mass that is the main thing. Everybody knows, like, if you can bounce your pecs up and down, then when you put weights in your hand, you can connect really well to your chest. But in the beginning, I couldn't bounce my pecs at all. So I'm not going to be able to destroy the muscle in the number of sets I do now. I need more sets. At least that's the logic. So I was training like that for the first couple of years, and I slowly went from a bro split, if we will. Chest one day, back one day, next day shoulders, next day arms, day after that legs. There's a day off here and there in between. Sometimes not, sometimes it's just 10 days in a row or something like that, you know. That's just how it is when you first start. You just want to go to the gym every day pretty much. So that's what I was doing in the beginning, and that slowly converted into, once I got past 5-6 years or so of doing that, even into college, once I got out of college, maybe 2 years ago or so, around there, 2022, 2-3 years ago, I went to a push-pull legs, and that was my first time away from individual body part training per day. And then I eventually went to a upper-lower, and now I'm at full body. But this video, I put videos out already about describing the differences between those 3 different splits. But now I'm at a full body, and I thought I knew the perfect way to train when I first started. But after 10 years of training, 9.5, 10 years, I believe my best progress is yet to come. I really think the next couple of years is going to be really good. And it's not just about the training, but a big thing is the slight surplus of calories for a long period of time. I made the mistake of I remember my first bulk, if you want to call it a bulk, but it's a calorie surplus, right? It was, I think I was 17 years old. I bumped my calories up from 2,500 to 3,000, and I went from 150 pounds to around 160 pounds in 3 months or so. If I were to go back in time, I would go from 2,500 to maybe 2,700, so that I have over double the amount of stimulus throughout the entire phase of trying to build muscle, getting stronger. So the two biggest things that I've learned out of 10 years of training for me, and I believe this will help a lot of people when they first start out. Actually, the first thing I did was I dieted down when I first started. I just wanted to see how lean I can get. I think I went down to 137. It's funny how I remember all these numbers. I'm really good at remembering dates for things, or exact sets that I did years ago. You know, you kind of replay it. It's cool, right? But the two biggest things is it's going to be the slight surplus, right? Don't overdo it, because you're going to run out of space and you're going to get fat too fast. And the other one being progressive overload in a proper manner. I still haven't done it yet, but I do have these micro plates that go down all the way to 0.25 of a pound. So basically over 100 workouts, right? I'm going to be able to slowly add weight, because it's unrealistic, really, for most people to be adding 5 pounds to the bar each time. Just think about it. How could you possibly have built all that muscle from that workout so that you can produce enough force to lift 5 more pounds the next workout? You know, it doesn't really work like that for most people. You know, you've adapted a little bit, right? If you have had a little bit of extra calories leading up from the past workout to this workout, so that your nervous system is slightly adapted, or you have a little bit more muscle mass, right? Doesn't mean you're going to be able to see it, but something adapted. And over time, you'll be able to see that accumulating. It's not about, and this is another thing I've learned, it's not about a couple workouts. It's not about a couple workouts. It's about stringing together months and months, if not years, of workouts where you're slightly increasing the load on the bar, body weight's going up, you're getting leaner at the same body weight you were last time you were there, which means you have more muscle mass, and then you can continue to push up your body weight, right? Because you're leaner there. So over time, right, you're slowly getting heavier and heavier, but the same leanness. So there's some information that I have learned over the past 10 years of lifting, and I'm sure I will learn some more the next couple of years, next 10 years. So that's it.